This is Reverend Lane S. Pierce, the 7th of December, 2012. 71 years ago, we entered into World War II. And thoughts and prayers go out to the remaining families and survivors of Pearl Harbor. My thought is this. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. There were some things posted on the Spreaker wall that really, let me put it to you this way, and I'll make it very simple. I'm not going to go into this drawn-out diatribe, but I will say this. Everybody has a different perspective on things. Consider a perspective, you standing in a room at full attention. If you're a former military, you know what I'm talking about. Not moving your eyes, not moving your head, not moving your body, not doing anything, just standing there straight ahead, looking straight ahead. Your perspective is whatever you can see peripherally, and straight, just right out in front of you. Keep that in your mind. Everybody has a different perspective of things. Now, the perception that you have of things is whatever is in front of you. Okay? Whatever it is. So, your perception is you're seeing these things for what they are, right there in front of your face. But you can't move, you can't look around, you can't see anything else in the room. You are just staring straight ahead. That is what you are seeing, your perception. Certain things were said on the Spreaker wall at one of the show sites. And I responded in such a way to be in defense of not what the person was saying. Although they have a right to say it, I will defend their right to say it, even though I disagree with it. But I came to not so much the defense of the person that this host was talking about, but I was literally telling this person in not so many words that if you have evidence to prove something, prove it. And the first person you got to prove it to is yourself. They talked about a video, they talked about something else, and then somebody else popped up and said that I may have come into the conversation late. No, I didn't. Now, the video that these people were talking about, I saw. Not very flattering video, but the comments on the video were less than kind, is all I can say. And I've been in situations where I've been judged just for being me. I've been in situations where I've been called under carpet, metaphorically speaking. I've been in situations where people have gotten up 2 inches away from my face and told me that I had no right to say what I said. And when they were done yelling at me, I stepped up into their face and told them, then change the Constitution and the First Amendment because I have a right to say whatever I want. Well, they backed off pretty damn quickly. And they said no more to me. When I was growing up in Stockton, California, I can tell you that I hung out with the pimps, I hung out with the drug dealers, I hung out with the welfare recipients, I hung out with all those people. Why? Because that's the side of the town that I lived on, I was close enough to it that I knew these people that I grew up with. I knew these people that the kids that I went to school with. I knew their parents, I knew their friends. I knew them. They introduced me to the streets of Stockton, California, downtown, East Side, South Side, places you don't even want to go to, even in the daylight. And I grew up in Stockton, California, born and raised there. So I'm not going to tell you anything out of school. Stockton's a rough place. Right now, you cannot do anything in that town. And murder rates have gone through the roof. Just within the last, let's just say, 10 years. I used to work closely with the sheriff's office and with Stockton PD. I used to pick up dead bodies for a mortuary. We had the contract for the San Joaquin County Coroner's Office. Believe me, I saw everything that you could ever imagine and never could imagine a Hollywood producer could ever put in a film. So I don't want to hear any more people criticize me for anything under the sun. I don't care if I got a hair out of place. Because here's my point. Because I grew up in the streets of Stockton, because I grew up in a middle-class family and had friends from, the streets, I have no place. It is not my place to judge others for what they do, for how they live, or anything. So when I hear a person, or when I see a post, or when I see a video that shows someone in not such good light, and I see the comments, and I see people, saying stuff about this person, different hosts that I hear, or that I read their posts, I wonder, where did they grow up? How did they grow up? I have no place to judge them. Why are they judging this other person? And I've had, believe it or not, friends of mine drunk off their butts put guns to my head. Let's just say they became conscious of the fact that I don't like that. I've had people try to tear me down, rip me up, talk to other people about me and how they thought of me and everything else like that. Well, when I found out, I got up in their face. You don't go to 5 different other people to find out about me. You come to me. Funny thing is that the jobs that I've had in the past, I've had people do that. Go to the supervisor, go to the boss comes to me, talks to me, and I flat out tell the boss, they should have came to me and talked to me. I would have straightened them out. And you know what they said? That's not how it works around here. You know what I said to them? That's how it works with me. Everybody left me alone, and I did my job. Nobody likes the fact that I can stand up for myself. Nobody likes the fact that I come to the aid of people in need. Nobody likes the fact that, yes, it is true that at times I come late to the party. But let me tell you this. Once I know, once I understand, once I see what is going on and why, the reasoning behind all of the terrible things that people say to one another, when I see a group of people, and I'll say it this way, when I see a group of people bullying someone else because of the way they live or because of this or because of that, I mean, name it, fill in the blanks. That's when I get a little, let's just say, a little ticked off. What gives you the right to even criticize or even talk about or even talk out of school about someone who is less fortunate than you? You don't. Growing up and being very well educated as I am, I can tell you this. No one has a right to even get into a conversation that they know nothing about. I will put myself in that category. But when I'm there from the beginning, when I'm filled in from the other side, and I hear what this person tells me, whoever that may be, by the way, speaking in general terms, then I have a better view and a completely better understanding of why other people are bad-mouthing this person, putting this person down, running them off, doing this. I have a better understanding of it. And I obviously see the inconsideration of other people. Yes, I said it. Inconsideration. You know what that means? The word consider itself means to think. And to consider other people's feelings is to think about what you do, how you do it, and how it's going to affect someone else. When you are inconsiderate, you're not thinking about that at all. You're just reacting emotionally because you're an ass. That's what some would say. And I'm going to make this perfectly clear at this point. I'm going to go through all the people that have, that are following me on Spreaker. And I'm giving them until January 31st, 2013 to email me at freeamericaradio@usa.com, freeamericaradio@usa.com, and tell me specifically whether or not they want continued interaction with the Views Express Liberty and Freedom Network. Once they tell me that, after January 31st, I'm cutting my losses. I'm going to be deleting people quicker than anything. Oh, and by the way, I'm also going to be doing that on Facebook. If you want to follow me on Facebook, you can. Liberty and Freedom Network on Facebook. Go subscribe. Go like the page. But if you don't, that's fine too. No sweat off my nose. But let me make this also perfectly clear. You have a right to say what you say. I may or disagree with it. I may agree with it. But to bully people and to badmouth people and to judge someone for their lifestyle, it kind of makes me question your integrity and your morals, and specifically your ethics. I am very well educated on society and on the psychological sides of society. And let me tell you something, going back to the biblical lore, Jesus hung out with the pimps, with the whores, with the money, kicked out the money changers from his temple, hung out with the lowlifes, hung out with people in bars, sat with people who were very unfortunate. Do you know why? because those people were real. Real hearts, real souls, real people working hard. I'm not saying that anybody else doesn't do that today, but I'm saying that if you are beyond that and have picked yourself up from that and moved on, I applaud you. Great. But if all you want to do is look back on these people that you were friends with, that you hung out with, or that you don't know from Adam, and you want to judge them and criticize them for the lifestyle that they are living and whatever, it makes me question your morals and your integrity and your ethics. I genuinely don't discuss issues like this because, as I said in the beginning, everyone has their own perspective, and to me, that's fine. You're going to have this preconceived idea of what things are because of your perspective. I understand that. But to judge others for the lifestyle they live and to be so critical, well, how about looking in the mirror first? And how about sitting down with the other person and walking in their shoes for a mile before passing any judgment on anyone? No one knows me because no one is able to walk in my shoes, to know my heart, to know what's on my mind. I'm telling you what's on my mind because it's a thought and it's there. But if I like to tell people, I've told people this before in the past, if you don't know anything about anything, then don't say anything. And if you want to pass on information to me that you think might enlighten me, go ahead. Send that to freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. I'm more than willing to read it, to see it, if it's a video, whatever. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But I am not going to sit there and have you badmouth someone. I say you in a general sense, no one specifically that I'm thinking of. I'm not going to have someone badmouth someone else just because, well, that's just what they do. Excuse me? What kind of insanity is that? And we have entertainment programs that do that with people at the expense of their own integrity. We have shows that claim their entertainment, but pull crap out of the air and say, well, let's go prank this person. Let's go, do this to this person. And, oh, look, this person put up a video. Let's go criticize it. Look how stupid that person is. Karma will kick your ass. Because it's a bitch. It not only will pull the rug out from under your feet and you slam your face on the ground, it will walk up and shove that carpet right up your ass, and it will make sure that you understand that you did the wrong thing. I say that with emphasis because it has happened to me more than once. And I have an ex-wife to prove it. Now, to end this little tirade and this little thought for the 7th of December 2012, I want to say this. You as in general, just a general you, no one specifically. You have a reason for doing what you do. It is your perspective. Remember I talked about that earlier. And what you see, you will judge only due to the fact that you have preconceived ideas. And you're going to make fun at the expense of someone else. You're going to criticize someone else at the expense of what? What? You go hang out with the prostitutes and the pimps and the drug dealers. You get guns pulled on you. You go ahead. Yeah, I'll be the first in line to tell you. I used to be a coward. But when you grow up on the streets, when you walk the streets with people that don't have much and live on the system and receive welfare and disability and let me tell you something. You tend to have a heart for those people. And again, if you've pulled yourself out of that and did better for yourself, I applaud you. But it really makes me question your integrity when you look back and you judge these people. They may not be the best people around. They're doing the best they can with what they have. You may not be the type of person that will invite them to Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner. That also shows me how inconsiderate you are. But it also shows me that you can't be trusted. One thing I realized in my life, well, actually 4 things I realized, but one of those things is that you got to trust someone. And if you can look in the mirror and say, I'm not the only one I trust, then you are on a highway that is going to take you to many different cities, metaphorically speaking, and change you beyond what you could have ever imagined. But that's up to you, because you have your own perspective. You see things the way you do, even though you do have preconceived ideas. But you must make your decisions based on that as well. I completely understand that. So, to these people that posted the things they did on the Spreaker wall, my question to you, and I'm going to end this podcast with this. My question to you is, what gives you the right to judge someone else who's not at your level? Kind of an interesting question, isn't it? Email me. freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. I'll be looking forward to it. In the meantime, come join me on the Views Express Live, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, on the Liberty and Freedom Network, broadcasting live on Spreaker.com. The The people of the world are bound by the collective mindset of the true controllers of the United States of America and the rest of the world. The chains of tyranny are being tightened around the liberties and freedoms of free societies. It is the obligation and the duty of those that seek to adhere to the principles of our founding fathers to defend the Constitution and the Bill of Rights from enemies, foreign and domestic. We the people have the power. We have the ability to change the direction of our lives. We have the ability to get the word out to others that we must rise, stand, and defend our families and friends from the onslaught of the leaders that want tyranny in the United States of America. We the people have the power. We are America. The views expressed Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Spreaker.com.